Hey beauties, so welcome back. First off, that like piano noise is my baby. He's on one of his like play mat things, keeping him occupied so I can film this video for you guys, so don't mind that. So today's video is going to be a comparison video. I'm going to be comparing two beauty sponges. Now, one, as you guys all know, is the infamous beauty blender. A lot of like beauty gurus or anybody here on YouTube who does beauty videos pretty much has one of these. I actually received this one in a glossy box, so I just paid the box, what I paid for the box, and then I got this in it. It is the white one. Now, to be completely honest, I don't know if there's like a thing between the colors of them, because I know they have a black one, the original pink one, they had a limited edition red one. The green ones are actually for like under eyes and smaller areas, but the white one, I don't know, I heard that it was for like lotions and moisturizers and things like that. So yeah, but I'm not sure, so you guys can look it up on the website. Maybe it'll tell you guys, but I don't want to give you guys any false information. This one retails for, I think, $22. I want to say, I'm pretty positive. I will put it, you know, somewhere right here when I find out. And the second one that I'm going to be comparing it against is the Real Techniques complexion sponge. Is that complexion sponge? I am so tongue twisted today, you guys. Yeah, it looks like this. Now, the original size for it looks like this. So yeah, that's the size difference. This is when it's wet and this is when it's, of course, dry. I received them in a pack of 2. They were priced for $11.99, but I actually received them for like $6.99 or something like that. Original price on one is $5.99. So technically I got one for free. I bought it at Ulta and they were on sale, I guess, and then I had a coupon for it. So yeah. Now how I'm gonna do it is I'm going to use them wet, because I normally use them wet applying foundation and concealers. So what I'm going to do is, on my right side, I'm going to be using the Beauty Blender, and on the left side, I'm going to be using the Real Techniques sponge. So I'm going to be using, oh, and the dry one, I usually just use it to set my under eyes or highlight anywhere, using a powder, and I just use it dry. I just dip it into a loose powder and I just tap it. You've probably seen it on some of my videos, but yeah, that's what I do with that one. Now I'm going to be using my go-to everyday foundation by far. It is a drugstore and it is the Maybelline Fit Me. It is the matte and poreless one. It is one of the new ones that came out. So yeah, I'm going to be using this one. I decided to go with the drugstore just for those of you guys you know, want an cheap foundation, drugstore foundation. I don't like saying we're cheap because it's pretty good quality, but yeah, a cheaper alternative than high-end. So I'm gonna be applying concealer, using it, and then I will, yeah, I'll use the concealer under my eyes, because usually I just dab it with my finger on the imperfections, but under my eye I'll use the Beauty Blender, and then I'll use the foundation. So yeah, if you guys want to see this comparison between the two, just to give you guys a better idea of the product and which one you guys want to, because this one is pretty pricey and the Real Techniques is a little, you know, cheaper alternative to it, but just you guys want to, just if you guys want to see the difference between the two. Now I'm just going to talk a little bit about them before I get into the demonstration. The Beauty Blender one is nice because it comes in a case like this, and you can just pop the lid off, put it at the bottom, and use it to dry your blender. Now you always want to store it like this, because then it doesn't get like all the gunk and badness on it. Pop it in there and stores it pretty nicely. So yeah, Now the difference between the two, I want to say the Real Technique one is a little bit firmer than the Beauty Blender. Now when you tend to, in the beginning, when you wash it and wet it, the Real Technique still feels a little firmer. It kind of loosens up as you wash it and use it and things like that. The Beauty Blender is still a little bit more squishier and softer, but the Real Techniques one is just, it feels pretty good still. Like, it's still squishy, it still feels nice and bouncy, as well as the Beauty Blender. Now the difference between the Real Technique one and the Beauty Blender is definitely the shape of it. Now it does have the teardrop shape to it. The only thing is the Beauty Blender has more of a rounded teardrop and the Real Technique has a more pointed teardrop. And also the Real Technique one has like this more flat shape right here at the bottom. I heard a lot of people do use it for their foundation. I don't really use it for my foundation on my face that much. I'm so used to just using like a flat side like this or like that, just patting it around. But it does work really good with a flat side, you know, especially if you're cream or highlighting, cream contouring and highlighting, things like that. It does fit really nice. I have a lot of imperfections, you guys, don't mind that. It does fit really nice if you're gonna like, you know, sculpt out your face. It does the job really good. It doesn't really, you know, fit too good underneath your eyes, but it does fit nicely right there as well. I just have a habit of pinching it, or sometimes I use my finger, but yeah, even with the Beauty Blender, I just pinch it at the tip of it and I just pat it like that. Now, as you will see in the demonstration. But yeah, they're pretty much similar, you guys. Like, hands down pretty much similar, just a little bit firmer than the Beauty Blender, but you know, I've had this one for quite some time now. It's probably needed to get a new one, but yeah, this one's fairly new, like maybe a month or two. But yeah, so that's pretty much the only differences between these two. Like, that's how similar they are to me. Like, they are really oh, and the Beauty Blender, if you want to know the size, if it's dry, pretty much the size of that, if it's perfectly in there. So yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to comment down below and let me know. Ask me, I will answer them for you guys. Probably my favorite is probably, I don't know, you guys, it's pretty hard to choose because I was in love with the Beauty Blender, but after finding the Real Technique one, it's pretty similar, and I have been using this one more. I don't know, I guess it's just how I'm feeling that day, you know. It really does depend because they're so much alike. I can't even choose between those two. But yeah, let's just get into the demonstration and I will see you guys in my next video. So I'm going to be demonstrating these two. I'm gonna start off with the Beauty Blender side, and again, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, and this is in the shade 125 Nude Beige, in case any of you guys are wondering and maybe you think you're similar in my skin tone. So yeah, I usually just take it out with my finger and I just apply it like that. Let me get my mirror because I was using the viewfinder. But yeah. Sometimes I apply the concealer first depending on how bad my under eye circles are. And sometimes I'll just apply it on top. It all just depends on how my skin is looking that day. So, but it doesn't seem that bad today. So I'm gonna take like the flat side, the bottom, and I'm just gonna begin by just patting it, or sometimes I like to just press it into my skin. Everybody has like their own way of applying their foundation. Like, they know, you know your skin better than anybody else, so Let's just like sometimes, especially if I'm in a hurry, I'm just like dabbing it all over my face, but yeah. And to me, like, they apply very, very similar. So, like, they both do the same job. So, yeah, as you can tell, my skin is looking a little bit better. I usually apply one layer. So for the sake of the video, I usually apply my concealer with my finger, just dabbing it in. But to show you guys how it really works, I will show you guys with the Beauty Blender. Dab it like that. And now I will apply the concealer to my under eye. So just now this isn't for highlighting purposes, this is just to hide my under eye circles. Cannot talk today. Just to hide my under eye circles. So I'm going to take the tip of it, the teardrop shape, and I'm just going to pinch it a little bit and just dab it in. Just apply the rest to my eyelid. Blends out very nicely. Now I'm gonna be doing the Real Technique side, and again I'm just gonna, it might seem like a lot, you guys, but this foundation, when applying it with a beauty blender, applies very thinly, so yeah. And this is just for light coverage because it's pretty hot where I'm at still. Like, we're literally still in summer, so it's kind of annoying. But what can you do? You can't choose your weather unless you decide to move. But yeah, whole nother story. So I'm gonna be taking this side because, or I'll show you guys with the flat side just so you guys can get an idea of the difference. So I'm just gonna again do the same thing as I did with the Beauty Blender side. So you see. And as I was telling you guys, if you're contouring or decide to highlight, you know, get the really defined shape. See, it fits okay right here under the eye. It just doesn't fit in the corner too well like this. So yeah, as I was saying, if you guys want to like get a nice defined shape, you just it sculpts it out really good. But yeah, that is a whole nother video on contouring and highlighting. Oh, my battery's gonna die, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try and hurry this video up, but I hope it doesn't die, you guys. I hope it doesn't die. Please don't die. Please don't die. So I'm gonna apply it on my imperfection right here and under my eyes. And again, I'm gonna just pinch it and pat it in. And just blend that right there. And just pat that part in, because that's a bad imperfection, you guys. Very bad. When I sweat with makeup on, I tend to break out. So, whoa, eyelash. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, you guys. Like, very, very simple. Looks pretty similar. Looks like I used the same sponge for it. Love both of them. I tend to switch off and on with them. But yeah, Beauty Blender, a Real Technique side. Looks like I just used one sponge. So if you want a cheaper alternative and don't want to spend $20-something for a sponge, go with the Real Technique one, because it does the same thing, just a different shape, you know. So if you want like a more 2 and 3-in-1 sponge, foundation, concealer, and just to use it for your contour, get the Real Technique one. Works wonderfully. Yeah, looks like I used the same exact sponge. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, if you have any video suggestions, feel free to comment down below, and I will see you guys next time. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye.